Good morning. I call to order the October 27, 2021 meeting of the Philadelphia City Commissioners. First, I will preserve the order and decorum of these meetings. Everyone in attendance should be on notice that shouting or interrupting the proceedings will not be tolerated. Those who violate this will be asked to leave. The Sunshine Act permits anyone attending a public meeting to object to a perceived violation at any time during the meeting. If you choose to do so, please succinctly state your objection. Objecting is not an opportunity for speech making. We will now proceed to public comment. If there is anyone here for in-person public comment, please step forward. Commenters shall state where you live, or if you're not a resident of Philadelphia, that you are a Philadelphia taxpayer. Comment is not an opportunity for dialogue or Q&A. It is public comment, a chance for you to tell us what you think. Each speaker shall have 2 minutes. However, I may extend this time at my discretion. All public comment must be relevant or germane to board business. Finally, it is my responsibility to preserve this, and any slanderous, discriminatory, or personal attacks will not be tolerated. Anyone offering public comment, please proceed.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Murielle McCarthy, and I'm a resident of Philadelphia. On May 19th, I made a public comment to this board about my experience as a poll worker the previous day. I reported that the yellow seal for the voting machine's USB compartment was difficult to install because of incomplete instructions. In fact, my machine inspector struggled with this step, which caused a delay in the setup of our machines. I also mentioned that one of our machines had to be rebooted and that the instruction guide didn't have instructions for replacing the yellow seal, specifically how to get a new one, how to replace it, and how to record its number. I also reported that a judge of elections in my polling place chose not to install their yellow seal and recommended that my division do the same in order to make it easier for us should we need to reboot our machines, which is a pretty common occurrence with these machines. I noticed that the recently revised training guide still does not have the necessary information. So I am concerned that the confusion, delays, and lack of security I observed at my polling location will happen again. I am wondering what can be done by the board before next week's election so that poll workers correctly and consistently seal the compartments, whether a machine needs to be rebooted or not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else here for public comment, please step forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Garella. I'm with Garrett of POVPhilly, and I'm a resident of Philadelphia. Last May, this board, or I should say, 2 members of this board voted, and this board ultimately decided to disenfranchise 1,400 Philadelphia voters simply because they didn't put the date on their declaration envelope, which is really a meaningless piece of information. They did this apparently based on improper and incorrect advice from the State Department and from whoever else might have been advising them, saying that the Supreme Court decided that those dates were necessary for votes to be counted in the future. That's a Supreme Court opinion that has never been made, a Supreme Court ruling that has never been made. We don't know what the Supreme Court would decide if it did that case again. So we're urging you this time to decide not to segregate the ballots beforehand and to not disenfranchise any voters who simply fail to put the date on their ballots. If indeed anyone complains about that, the courts can decide it. This board should not preempt the court's decision and choose to disenfranchise Philadelphia voters as it did last time. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here for public comment? Hearing none, we'll now proceed to a report from Secretary Commissioner Omar Sabir for email public comment.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There were no public comment.
Thank you. We will now proceed to a report to old business with a report from Executive Director Joe Lynch. Joe Lynch is unable to make it today because he's working to prepare for the election. He has prepared the Executive Director report and it will be read by Supervisor of Elections, Garrett Dietz. Hi, Garrett.
Hi, Commissioner. Good morning. I'll be stepping in for Joe and giving the Sunshine Report from our various units. I'll start with the voter registration report from Kevin Richardson. For the election cycle to date, we have processed 97,663 applications, of which 8,641 were paper. All applications are up to date. The data unit is working on pulling the deceased from the dupe room. The imaging unit is working on processing electronic applications coming in from other counties and pulling deceased in the dupe room. Correspondence is working on pulling deceased. Documents unit is working on ID cards. All polling place changes have been entered into Sure, and the ID cards have been printed and labeled and mailed out. I'll continue to the election board report from Shayna Fields. Last week we had 265 people come out to the Core Center for in-person training. Overall, 2,090 poll workers attended in-person training this election. 1,241 people attended online training. Total confirmed board workers working this election is 6,018. Another 550 the election board unit left messages for that haven't been returned yet. And they've confirmed with 1,428 people that they are not working this election. The election board is doing makeup classes Wednesday at Core Training Center, Friday at the United Lutheran Seminary, Saturday at West Philadelphia High School, and Sunday at South Philadelphia High School. The next report is from the polling place unit from Charles Stroman. The following 6 polling place emergency relocations were submitted and approved by court order on October 26, 2021, and will affect the general election that will be held on November 2nd, 2021. In the 41st Ward, the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 22nd divisions have all been relocated from the Lutheran Church of Good Shepherd at 7234 Erdrich Street to the Forest Little Schoolhouse at 7300 Cottage Street. The reason for the relocation is the refusal by the owner. In the 42nd Ward, the 6th and 22nd divisions have both been relocated from the Wyoming Branch Library at 231 East Wyoming Avenue to the Feltonville Intermediate School at 238 East Wyoming Avenue. The reason for the relocation is the elevator is inoperable and will not be repaired in time for Election Day, and therefore the library is not handicap accessible. All polling place changes are court ordered. Next, I'll give my report from the County Board of Elections. As of yesterday, we have approved 110,275 vote-by-mail applications. Of those, 68,767 are paper applications and 41,508 are electronic applications. This is including permanent ballot voters who applied to the primary and replacement ballots requested by voters. Ballot application processing is up to date through yesterday's ballot application deadline. Starting today, emergency absentee applications and ballots are available at 140 City Hall. Voters are only eligible for emergency absentee ballots if they are unable to attend their polling place due to an unexpected absence from their municipality, illness, or physical disability. By law, voters are only eligible for an emergency absentee ballot if they did not know they would not be able to attend their polling place until after yesterday's standard ballot application deadline. Our City Hall site is still open to print replacement ballots for those who have already applied and to drop off voted ballots. We will continue to be open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and until 8 p.m. on Election Day. And the last report from the warehouse from John Hansberry. They are sending the last 506 ballots today from all the applications that we processed yesterday. As far as voted ballots inbound, 48,406 ballots have been returned. Of those, 44,342 are from USPS, 984 from the City Hall office ballot bin, 2,990 from dropboxes, 27 from mobile events, and 72 ballots given directly to staff. And of those 48,406 received ballots, We believe 47,887 are ballots so far. And that is my report.
Thank you, Garrett. And I want to take this time to thank you and your staff at 142 for really doing a great job being the only salaried office this election. We appreciate that. And all the other things that you're doing in addition. So thank you. Okay, we will now proceed to new business. And I have a few motions. I motion that we approve the joint emergency regulations concerning rules and guidelines for COVID-19 safety at polling sites on Election Day, November 2nd, 2021. Document that has been posted on PhiladelphiaVotes.com and is available at the public comment table as the polling place health and safety guidelines for the 2021 general and special election.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I also motion that we approve the November 2021 absentee and mail-in ballot application challenge procedures document that has been posted on PhiladelphiaVotes.com and is available at the public comment table as the challenge procedures for the absentee and mail-in ballots and applications for the 2021 general and special election.
Second.
I vote aye. Commissioner Schmidt?
Aye.
Commissioner Sabir?
Aye.
The motion carries. I motion that we approve the 2021 general election ballot canvass procedures document that has been posted on PhiladelphiaVotes.com and is available at the public comment table as the procedures which absentee and mail-in ballot receipt and sorting, the absentee and mail-in ballot pre-canvass and canvass, the ExpressVote XL pre-canvass, and the rules for pre-canvass and canvass observers for the 2021 general and special election are to be conducted.
Second.
I vote aye. Commissioner Schmidt?
Aye.
Commissioner Sabir?
Aye.
The motion carries. I motion that we authorize and deputize the Philadelphia Board of Election staff to prepare for and conduct a pre-canvass and canvass of the absentee and mail-in ballots at the Philadelphia Ballot Processing Center. The absentee and mail-in... I think I lost myself. There it goes. I motion that we authorize and deputize the Philadelphia Board of Election staff to prepare for and conduct a pre-canvass and canvass of absentee and mail-in ballots at the Philadelphia Ballot Processing Center. The absentee and mail-in pre-canvass is to begin on Election Day at 7 a.m. and is to be conducted in accordance with the board's historical practices and procedures. Procedures approved here today, the election code, and other applicable law. The absentee and mail-in canvass is to begin on or after 8 p.m. on Election Day, and it is to be conducted in accordance with the board's historical practices and procedures. Procedures approved here today, the election code, and other applicable law. The canvass is to begin on Friday, November 5th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Philadelphia Board of Election staff shall take an oath prior to conducting the pre-canvass administered by the board's executive director and prior to conducting the canvass administered by the board.
Second.
I vote aye. Commissioner Schmidt?
Aye.
Commissioner Sabir?
Aye.
The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I have a motion. It's been the policy of this department that all employees in the Commissioner's office, civil servants, exempt employees, and the Commissioners are required to submit outside employment request forms. The policy follows the Mayor's executive order on outside employment and self-employment. Since all departmental employees are required to submit an outside employment request form, I move that any exempt employees who fail to submit the request form on an annual basis by October 31st of each year also be automatically separated on November 1st. I would add that, to my knowledge, all employees are currently in compliance with this, and I would make a motion that it be formally adopted by this board.
Second.
Madam Chair, if I may, I'm in favor of the motion. However, we have some, I would just request we have some training.
I'm sorry, can Can we get a little more audio?
Sure. I just would request that we have some training along with this motion, the same as like we have the board of ethics provides training when it comes to our forms about income and employment. Also, 30 days prior to October the 31st, if a reminder can come out through Human Resources to our staff to remind them about the form. My vote is aye, I'm in favor.
Motion carries. Oh, sorry. Commissioner, I vote aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Schmidt, Commissioner Sabir,
Aye.
the motion carries. Commissioner Schmidt, do you have any items to add to today's agenda?
I do not, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Sabir, do you have any items to add to today's agenda?
No.
With no items remaining on the agenda, this meeting is adjourned to the call of the chair. Thanks, everybody.